All right. Before we begin this, let me ask you this. How would you add up these two fractions? Right. The other day, they both had the same denominator, right? And you could just add up the numerators. You'd be done. How about this one? Right. A more simpler one would be something like this. What's a half plus a fourth? Whoa. What's a half plus a fourth? Yeah, so a half is the same thing as 2/4. This is the same thing as 1/4. And now we can do this, right? We can call it 3/4. But we have to give them a common denominator. In that case, they had a common multiple, but these two don't. So this is what Mason's saying. He's saying, hey, let's take this one. It's almost like we're cross multiplying, but it's not really. But when I draw it this way, people kind of get it. Okay. The other one would be, let's throw the 7 up here. Can you guys even read that? Yeah, okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say this is now 10. Yeah, 10/35. And then up top there is 21/35. And now we can add up the numerators, right? What's the numerator, top or bottom? Top, yep. There we go. Sweet, right? So it's going to look like you're cross multiplying. So that's going to go up there, that's going to go up there, and then we combine. All right, so same thing here. Go ahead and write this one down if you haven't yet already. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. This is going to multiply up there. This is going to multiply up there. So here's how it's going to look. It's going to get a little messy. Okay, so on the left, 7m to the 4th is going to be multiplied by m plus 4. You're right. And then on the other side is going to be this one. On the bottom, I'm going to take a little shortcut. Let's just write those two right next to each other, because that's what's going to end up anyway, right? In my example, let me go to dual page here. In my example, it ended up with just a 35 there anyway, right? So instead of writing 35 and 35 again, I'm just going to put it all here. All right, I'm just going to put it all over that one time. Let's go back to that. All right, so we've got some simplifying to do up top. What should we do? It starts with a D. Yeah, distribute. Awesome. We're going to distribute. So we're going to go there to there. We're also going to do here and here. And then combine any like terms. It's nothing too fancy. Don't forget when we do this, when we multiply like this first part, that becomes 7m to the 5th, right? We got to add 1 onto there. The second part, 21m to the 3rd plus 6m squared. All of that over the two denominators from the beginning. Right, so on all of these, you're going to end up with the two denominators on the bottom. And we don't even have to distribute or FOIL, whatever you want to call it. We can leave it like that. Now on this one, we should check, are there any like terms to add up on the top, on the numerator? Nope, there's no like terms. But if there were, you should combine them. Deal? All right, but there are none. So this is actually our answer, and we're done. That's not too bad, right? No, you can leave them. We can leave them there. If you were to, you could do this, right? Distribute twice. And it wouldn't be wrong, but it's not going to make it any simpler. Okay, here's the second one. Then I'll get out of your way. This one's subtraction. It looks pretty much the same. Okay, so one hard part when you subtract a fraction, people they get confused about what to do with the minus. Here's what I do, and I would advise you to do the same on all of these. Here's what I want you to do. Change this to a plus, and then do what? Yeah, just call that -8. So change it to a plus. Let's call that -8. Now, quick little sidebar, real quick. What if it was something like this? What if it said minus, so whatever the fraction was over here, and then it said minus x plus 2 over 7x minus 5 or something? We would have to do two things. We'd have to say plus. We've got to change this to minus, but we can't just change one thing. What do we got to change? Yeah, both of them. So this would turn into, whoa, too big of an eraser. But we would change it into that. So the negative would affect everything after it. Deal? So that's one I wanted to point out to you. So rewind that one more time. If it's minus like that, we change that to plus, and we change everything else after to the opposite sign. Deal? Okay. Let's do this one. So now we can do exactly what we did before. We're going to take this up there. Looks like cross multiplication, but it's really not. So we're going to have 4y squared. And listen, some of you could go ahead and distribute in this step. I mean, you can see that. Like if you want to say, hey, what's this times that, that times that, I totally get it. You don't need that extra step in there. Okay, so now this is plus -8y squared, and then times that. All over the two denominators. Let's distribute. Are you ready? I'm going to do it over here. Denominator's the same. So we'll have 4y to the what? Good. That's here. Now let's do this. It's 48y squared. And then distribute here. This is -56 y to the third. And then plus 72 y squared. Whew. All right. Is there anything we can combine? Yeah, we can combine those. We can combine the y cubes, and we can combine the y squareds also. So the bottom still stays the same. That's a -56 and a +4. So that's a -52. 48 and 72. That's 120. And now we have it. Kind of funky, ugly looking answers. Nothing's going to be super nice and neat, but it's really not so bad. What are we doing really? Like, what math actions are we taking? Well, we're distributing and we're combining like terms. That's essentially what we're doing, right? Okay, so nothing too terrible. That's all.